People of my generation and the earlier ones have used or at least aware of services and products provided by Kodak, which was a film and camera company and was at top of the world in this business for more than 100 years. Years ago, every shop, every store, even small tea shops at picnic spots and elsewhere had that yellow box placed somewhere in the store. In 1976, Kodak had 90% of market for camera films and 85% for cameras. But then came the digital camera. In 1976, the first digital camera was invented, but Kodak continued with its traditional practice of analog photography. The company misread the market because it believed that digital camera would only appeal to professional photographers. But that was not to be, and digital cameras began to pick up rapidly while Kodak began to fall. And by 2011, the sale of film rolls saw a drop of 98%. No business can sustain that. And so in 2012, Kodak had to file for bankruptcy. The lesson is that one has to foresee the disruption that is coming and prepare to use it with competence. But first factor is denial. You deny that a new product produced by another company will affect us. That's a human trait. And sometimes it is difficult to overcome this. We insist on continuing with the conventional technology because it is giving profit and we think we are doing great. But more importantly, because change is tough. Well then, what do we do? The only logical thing to do is to transform the business model to accommodate new technologies. But as I said, it is difficult to leave an existing business model and adopt a new one. But if we do not change, we are in trouble. The Kodak management failed to see the threat of digital photography, which provided to be a disruptive technology for Kodak. Now, what is disruptive technology? It simply means a product or a service that is so convincing that everyone leaves their current way of doing things and adopt this new approach. It is true that disruptive technologies result in decreased demand for low-skilled labor, while that for advanced skill rises. The fear that machines will take our jobs and that thousands of workers will become jobless has always been in some people's mind. But though innovations and technological progress have caused disruption, they have created more prosperity than they have destroyed. However, it is true that disruptive technologies are taking over routine tasks and will gradually eliminate many low-skilled jobs. But at the same time, technology is creating opportunities, new jobs, and different jobs. I repeat, different jobs. It's important to understand that many children currently in primary schools, when they grow up and enter job market, they will work in jobs that do not even exist today. Many jobs today and in the near future will require specific skills. Technology is changing the skills required by employers. Over the last 15 years, about 40 to 60 million new jobs were created around the world. So it's not true that technology is displacing workers. Robots are there in some sectors, but in many other sectors, jobs for humans are being created. The current internet period and technology is doing what was not done previously. For example, uh, the internet allows a company or an idea to develop in a very short periods of time, become a regional or global phenomenon. It spreads rapidly because you don't need physical assets or need very few of them. And you can exceed boundaries through e-payments, through marketing and sales and so on without having to have offices everywhere. One of the important aspects of disruptive technologies is information seeking, whether it be from sensors which are becoming cheaper day by day, which can be networked into an Internet of Things type of approach, monitor from space lake levels and soil moisture, use of drone to get spot checks, plus see how the data is analyzed, processed using cloud analytics, machine learning, artificial intelligence, other approaches, and now also 5G. It will enhance domains such as transport with autonomous vehicles, smart cities, healthcare, logistics, automation, manufacturing, and so on. These are very promising vertical industries for 5G usage. Now, the days of staying in one job or with one company for decades are declining. These are the days of short term contracts and freelancing. And this is what we call the gig economy. Gig economy requires lifelong learners. Lifelong learning simply means that learning doesn't stop once you complete your bachelor's or master's, but you are going to be learning throughout the life. This is the demand of the rapidly changing technologies in this gig era. But for lifelong learning, we need modular credentials that people can use and showcase what they know. They keep coming back and wanting to learn more after a certain period of time to meet the demand of new technologies. Modular education is to divide the stuff taught over, say, 4 years or 5 years into smaller size chunks. And there are many benefits to do that. For example, a bachelor's degree today is like this big, fat 4 years thing. You come in and you leave at the end, and if you leave along the way, you are called a failure. You learn a lot. Why are you called a failure? Even if you leave after 3.5 years, you are called a dropout. That's not understandable. You have studied for 3.5 years and learned many things. So we need to divide the big lumpy things into more modular units. There's a full master's degree, for example, and you can get a piece of it at a time. This piece becomes a standalone credential. So you can get it. And once you get something modular, you can gradually add it up and get a full master's degree. Through modular approach, one can respond to the upcoming disruptive technologies. That's it for now. Thank you.